Today's tutorial is on making a beautiful rainbow blanket. Today we're going to make a rainbow blanket. We're going to start with a pink color to start the blanket. We have a crochet hook and we're just going to chain the length of the blanket. So you can have a large blanket or a small baby blanket, it just depends on how long you chain. So here's the start of my chain, and I'm just going to keep going until I get as long as I want it to be. So once I get my length, I'm going to stop the video for a second and be right back. Okay, now that I have my chain, I'm going to do the first row, and we're going to chain one and then go into the first stitch there and do a single crochet. We're going to do that all the way down our whole chain till we get to the end. So that way you get a little thicker of a chain as we go into each single stitch. When I get to the end, I'll show you what we do for our next stitch. Okay, so I've crocheted almost to the end here, and I have just 3 stitches left. So 1, 2, 3. We finished our row. Now for the next row, for the second row, we're going to do a double crochet. So first we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to turn around, yarn over. We're going to go into that first stitch and do our first double crochet. Yarn over again. And we're going to repeat this all the way to the end of our row. So there you have it. So you do your double crochet all the way across until you get to the other end. Okay, so here we are at the end of our row doing double crochets, and we just have 3 stitches left. So we'll finish that up. Here's the second one, and here's the third. And the third, I always like to go through both stitches to make it grounded. If I can get it in here. There we go. And we're done our second row. So you have a nice, beautiful single crochet, double crochet. And that is our pattern for our blanket. So we're going to do 1 row of single, 1 row of double crochet. So we finished our double, we're going to go back to our single. So we chain 1, we're going to turn around our blanket, go back and do the single. So it's as easy as that. 1 row of single, 1 row of double crochet until you have your blanket as long as you want. Now I'm going to do a rainbow blanket, so once I feel like I have enough of my pink, I'm going to change to my next color. So I'll do a little bit and come back. Okay, so I've done several rows of single and double, and now I'm ready for my next color. So I'm going to finish my single here and pull it through. And now that I have both those stitches, I'm going to change to my next color. Let's see. Right here. So here's my next color, and I'm just gonna pull it through, and then I'm ready for my next row. So I'm going to chain 2 for my double crochet and move my blanket here. And then later on I can sew those bits in, all the extra ends. And sew yarn over and double crochet. And again, I'm going to keep repeating the pattern between single and double. So since I started with a double for my next color, when I get to the end and I turn around, then I'll do a row of single. And there I have the beginning of my next color. Alright, so here we are, finishing our last 3 stitches as we continue on our blanket. And we're going to switch to our next color. So here we are on the last stitch. And as we have the last 2 left on our needle for our double crochet, we're going to bring in the next color here and pull through with our next color, just like that. And crochet 1 because the next row is going to be single crochet. And so we'll continue with the pattern. 1 row of single crochets, and when you get to that end, the second row, double crochets. We'll continue and see what it looks like. When we come to the end, we'll add our next color, green, blue, and see how big our blanket will get. Alright, so here we have the end of our yellow. We're going to do 1 stitch here. But before finishing it, doing the first part of the double crochet, we're going to come and get our green, the next color for our rainbow, and pull it through. And then we'll turn around here and do our first row of green. So into the first stitch, and we'll make our way down for the green. And when I have several rows of green, I'll come back and we'll switch to the next color. And again, single crochets down one way, double crochets down the other. Okay, so we have our red, orange, yellow, and green. And we're going to bring in our next color, blue. So we just have a few stitches left here. Have 1, 2, and then on our very last stitch, we're going to add our blue. So in, and bring it through. And then we're going to chain 2, because this row we're going to do our double crochets. That'll be our first row of blue. Alright, so blue, green, yellow, orange, red, and we'll do purple at the very end. I'm going to speed it up. or fast forward, and we'll come back when we're at the end of blue. Now we're going to add our last color, purple. And purple. And since my last was double crochet, I'm going to turn the blanket around. I chained one. And make my way down with my first row. The blanket is almost done. All right, and once we're done the purple, we'll take a look and see what the whole blanket looks like. And now we're going to add our last color, purple. And purple. And since my last was double crochet, I'm going to turn the blanket around. I chained one. And make my way down with my first row. The blanket is almost done. All right, and once we're done the purple, we'll take a look and see what the whole blanket looks like. All right, so here we are, the end of our blanket. We only have a few stitches left. And our last stitch. Pull it tight. We'll take our needle. All right, so we're going to sew in the end of our string here. And we'll take a look and see what our blanket looks like. All right, let's take a look.